Trusted voices for today's fan. Fourcastsports.com. It's more than sports. It's culture, it's conversation, and it's always real. This is Throw Up Tackle, hosted by the Mario Washington, the Doc, and LJ, where sports and pop culture collide. Trusted voices for today's fan. Only on Fourcast Sports at Fourcastsports.com.
For the lack of first down rubdowns leading to less touchdowns, this is Throw Up Tackle presented by Fourcast Media.
Jeez. Throw a tackle.
Hold on. First class rubdowns.
Yeah.
First down rubdowns.
Touchdowns. Hey man, be
Throw a
respectful.
tackle.
Be respectful to the starting quarterback. That's all I gotta say.
Throw up tackle. Sports talk, pop culture. Probably a little bit too much pop culture sometimes. I am the Mario Washington. That voice you just heard was the Doc. LJ.
You done heard
What's
me
good?
already. This
Yeah.
man being disrespectful, man.
I mean, immediately out the gate, man. So your boy got booed, but he ended up becoming the starter. And your boy got booed because they were getting they behind cut, and he looked awful. I'm talking about Deshaun Watson. He was 5 of 12 for 36 yards, and then gonna go up to the podium and said that the reaction was personal. Said that these are the same fans that cheered when I suffered an Achilles injury. And he also pointed out in his 2-year rehabilitation, charity work, and involvement around Cleveland as reasons he bought this relationship with the fan base might have improved. So, but I want to talk to you about the before y'all jump into this, I want to say something about the charity. I heard that the charity made $500,000 last year, the Deshaun Watson Foundation. You know how much of that money was given away? Like $80,000. It made $500,000. And I think it gave away, I think that might be the minimum amount that you have to give away when you have a charity. And he got the audacity to talk about all the charitable contributions he did around town. What happened to this guy? Because when this guy was at Clemson, he was a nice guy. Like, people liked him. He seemed all sweet and saccharine. The family got the Warwick Dunn house and all this type of stuff. What happened to that guy?
Nothing happened to him. But let me just go back to this point. You said it was $500,000 they made. He gave the city of Cleveland or the Cleveland Boys and Girls.
I don't know like who he gave it to.
He had charitable donations of $80,000, right?
Something
That's more than a lot of people do. Let's just start right there.
It made $500,000.
So if you made $500,000, Mario,
Taxes.
right?
It's a 501c. I don't want to hear that nonsense, dog. A C3, whatever it is.
But he gave a contribution to the city of Cleveland's charitable donations. All in all, at the end of the day. But let's just go back to the interview. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty alarming, to say the least, about Deshaun Watson and how he feels. But at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson, I understand you feel the way you feel, but if you're not your own boss, certain stuff you just can't say. You gotta tell where your homeboys at? What are people that you vent to at? Because you cannot say certain stuff under the shield. We've seen this numerous times of how the shield will stick together and get you out the league. And I ain't talking about what he's doing on the field. I'm talking about what he's doing off the field. Hey, man, Deshaun Watson looked bad. And also, you said you brought up the 5 for 12 for 30-something yards. He was also playing second half with the third and fourth string. And people that's probably going to be working at Walmart.
He also was playing against the third and fourth string, too.
But it's a different third and fourth string if you're playing with wide receivers that's going to be working at Walmart or FedEx in a couple of weeks.
I think we're burying the lead here. We're burying the lead because a couple of things have transpired that may have led to fans, albeit wrong, booing a man who just tore his Achilles. Here's what occurred. Let's go all the way back because you can check the tapes for what we said about the subject way back when. Deshaun Watson wanted out of Houston. He wanted out of Houston. He was tired of the Texas organization, quote unquote, mistreating him and not putting a team around him that was competitive. The Texans said, nah, we ain't trading you nowhere. And then mysteriously, all these accusations started coming up about Deshaun Watson. Now, I'm not saying who put the information out there. I'm just trying to tell you the information is out there. And I can tell you with no uncertainty, it only takes one of those accusations to be true for me to come on this air and say, that man should be in prison. If any one of those 20 plus allegations is true, the man should have served some time. He served no time. He did a suspension. And when he came back, the Cleveland Browns decided we want the same Deshaun Watson that we thought we saw the last time he was a Houston Texan. That is not the Deshaun Watson that they got. That man had, for some reason, no longer seemed like the same player. I don't know what's changed. I don't want to speculate. I'm just telling you, he wasn't the same player.
100% guaranteed contract. That's what changed.
Okay, let's go with that. And so he got all of this money, guaranteed.
The largest contract in the history of the NFL.
The Cleveland Browns did some shady business, in my opinion, by structuring this contract so where he lost the fewest amount of dollars possible while serving his suspension. So the Browns have taken care of him. He should not have any beef with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
but
he don't.
But the fans feel shorted. They thought they have watched Baker Mayfield go out here and win playoff games and take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the playoffs, winning the division, while Deshaun Watson has been here giving them nothing. They've had to draft multiple quarterbacks with good draft capital because their fully guaranteed quarterback has been giving them nothing. They're going to boo you. You got to play better.
People are surprised that Todd Monken named him as the starter. He had no choice but to name him the starter for two reasons. Number one, the money. All right?
Yes.
You say that, period. But here's the most important reason, though. Shedeur Sanders should be their starter. And I didn't say this a couple of weeks ago. Shedeur Sanders has outplayed Deshaun Watson. But you cannot go to Shedeur Sanders now. You have to go to Watson first. That makes it easier to go to Shedeur later as opposed to going to Shedeur now. And then you're going to have that behind him the entirety of this of the time. So, but what's going to have to happen is that you're going to bench Deshaun Watson after like week 2. Shedeur Sanders is named the starting quarterback. Deshaun Watson gets cut. They got to eat the money, unfortunately.
But see, that's the issue. There's way too much money tied up in him to like get from up under that contract. You can get rid of him, but you're not going to be able to use that money. You've already lost Myles Garrett.
You got to eat the money.
Y'all are going to be significantly worse as a team.
And we talk about drafting. Let's just talk about Cleveland Browns as an organization. Let's just go back to 2012. Brandon Whedon, Thad Lewis, Jason Campbell, Brian Hoyer, Johnny Manziel, Connor Shaw, Josh McCown, Austin Davis. That's an organizational problem. They have a problem at the quarterback position. They can't seem to get it right.
Nasty. The whole thing is nasty.
I wasn't even done.
That was enough.
Was that just the people they drafted? Because I think there's like a Joe Flacco and a Tyrod Taylor mixed in there somewhere too.
But the problem is Baker Mayfield should still be their quarterback. And Myles Garrett would still be a Cleveland Brown also if Baker Mayfield was still their quarterback. Because maybe they would have been competitive. Kevin Stefanski would have still been their head coach.
If they didn't have all this money tied up in Deshaun Watson, you may have been able to spend that on other talent. Maybe you draft some receivers or some defensive players to make your team more competitive.
Is this the worst trade in the history of the NFL? I know that people talk about the Herschel Walker trade.
Was it a trade? I thought they just signed
I thought it was a sign and trade.
Oh, well, if this was a trade, this is terrible.
I think it was a trade. If it wasn't a trade,
Herschel Walker, bro. Herschel Walker was good and done. Herschel Walker was good and done when he went to Minnesota. He was good and done.
It wasn't a lot of money though, like that.
We've seen players get traded for picks before. But I think what makes the Herschel Walker trade look bad is the fact that Dallas did well with those picks.
They went on a dynasty.
Great.
Cleveland
They did great.
has gotten nothing out of Deshaun Watson since he's gotten there, and it has crippled their franchise. You've lost
But Houston
majority
has
of your
gotten
better players.
Houston has gotten a whole lot better.
Houston but Houston has performed better since Deshaun Watson left.
Not for them a couple of years, bro.
They struggled. They struggled
was down bad.
Yeah. So yeah, he was
Don't forget
traded.
that David Culley season. You remember him?
Jim
Thompson
Thompson.
was real bad.
So the Texans traded Watson and a 2024 6th-round draft pick in exchange for the Browns' first-round draft picks in 2022, 2023, and 2024, as well as the Browns' third-round pick in 2023 and fourth-round picks in 2022 and 2024. That's the worst trade in NFL history because those trades turned into the cornerstone of that franchise. You got CJ, what's my boy name? Who's going to be defensive player? Will Anderson. Mm-hmm. Man, this is the worst trade in the history of the NFL.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. We're going to come back and we got some aging veterans that are going to have new homes in the NBA. It's Throw Up Tackle. Back on Throw Up Tackle, Fourcast Media Podcast Network, fourcastsports.com. So, DeMar DeRozan, he's made a lot of money and stuff, and at this stage in his career, it's obviously that he's like ring chasing now, and he's now headed to Denver on a contract. And another future Hall of Famer is also accepting a different role late in his career. That's Klay Thompson, who got a buyout from Dallas.
Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my God.
And is now expected to join Giannis and the Miami Heat. What you guys think? Like, is Klay still good enough to matter on a contending team? Because we all know that with the Heat, you got to put shooters around Giannis. And I know that Klay averaged 11 points a game last year, but is Klay going to be good enough to contribute on that team?
Klay Thompson is more than likely going to be coming off the bench. For Miami, Klay Thompson is not anyone I think I would be expecting a lot of minutes from during the regular season. Maybe he can be healthy during playoffs, but I mean, I don't really know if I want to be putting Klay Thompson in Miami. What is he going to be doing with his free time? Where is his focus going to be? I just don't know if that's the right environment, the way he been moving lately. We talk all this trash about Draymond Green, but what if he was the responsible adult in the room and Klay Thompson was the one out here wilding the whole time?
I mean, he get the light skin
Draymond
credit,
was like,
so I mean, it's all good because he light skinned, so he always get a pass.
I just don't feel like I don't see how this helps or hurt the Heat. I feel like the Heat are in the same situation they were in before they picked up Klay Thompson. The Giannis move is a big move. I feel like that helps the team a lot. But Klay Thompson is not a starter in today's NBA. He's 36 years old and washed.
Let's let the resident Heat fan talk about this.
Did this man just say Klay Thompson? So you basically saying Klay Thompson is washed. That's what you just said.
He's washed. No, I didn't basically say that. I just told you that.
He averaged 11 points a game last year. He shot 38% from three. 38% from three.
You're 21 minutes a game. He's playing a quarter and a half.
And that's all you need from him, dog. You don't need him to be 2016 Klay. You need
him to be Mike Miller.
But what I'm saying is, no, don't disrespect Mike Miller like that. He's not a starter.
He don't need to be a starter. Ray Allen wasn't a starter there late in his career, was he?
Correct.
And did he contribute?
But Ray Allen had people in front of him to start so that when he came in and played his 20 minutes or so, it meant something. I don't know if Klay Thompson is going to give you them quality 20 minutes.
This man just told you he shot 38.3% from the 3-point line.
He's only playing a quarter and a half. Like he don't play no defense no more.
You need his gravity on the floor to spread the floor so Giannis can work. He's
for
going
a
to
quarter and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this makes
it's a great signing.
I think this is a great signing for the Miami Heat. He going to another state with no state taxes, so he get all his bread, and he going to go into the Heat culture, and he gonna learn how to win again, just like he did in Golden State.
Now,
Great move for Klay.
Finals.
I think it's a great move for Klay Thompson. I don't know.
It's a great move for the Heat.
I don't know how much it helped the Heat.
And
I like vets. I like vets being around in the league. I like that.
What? Why the hate on the Heat with this move?
I'm not hating on the Heat. I'm telling you, Klay Thompson's washed. Like that. That's what I'm telling you. And he's been washed for a couple of years.
A 38% 3-point shooter is Steve Kerr on the 96 Bulls. I mean, come on, dude.
Did Steve Kerr start for the 96 Bulls?
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, he did not. He was the sixth man.
Okay, so
he was not the sixth man.
And
Tony Kukoc was the sixth man.
And
Tony Kukoc was not getting in the game before Steve Kerr, bro. We can look that up.
Tony Kukoc was getting in before
also
Steve Kerr
in the Hall of Fame. Tony Kukoc is in the Hall of Fame.
Steve Kerr be in the Hall of Fame too.
You want Klay Thompson right now?
You
want Klay Thompson right now or Tony Kukoc in 96?
I'll take Klay Thompson for that team. For that team.
What are we talking about?
For that team. He shot 38% from three.
Okay.
Why do you keep forgetting that, dog?
How many shots was he taking?
You just was out here getting defended by these youngsters on YouTube, and then the old heads like me was giving it to you on Facebook because you don't know
that's
nothing
what
about
the old heads be at.
though.
I bet on Facebook, and they still think Klay Thompson is 2017 Klay Thompson.
No, but we didn't say that they need to get 2017 Klay Thompson.
Players get old. He's old now.
He's not going to be asked to do that. What he did in 2016.
All I want Klay Thompson to do is make a wide open jumper.
2-3 times a game.
He can do that.
He ain't going to be 30. Wide open because that would involve him to move to get open. He not.
You must not have. Hold on. You must not have watched him play one game last year.
Why would I watch the Dallas Mavericks last year? Why would I watch them other than to watch Cooper Flag? Why would I be? At one point they had Cooper Flag running point.
Yeah, they had him running point the whole season.
They had no choice.
Watch how
doing?
ill Cooper Flag is going to be this year though because of that though.
Cooper Flag's going to be.
Unfortunately, Jason Kidd didn't get a chance to see, how he fully developed and everything. But the DeMar DeRozan point of it all, since we brought him up as well,
he doesn't make Denver better.
No, I think Denver is on their last leg with Jokic. I think he's got to go. I think he's got to go because that team, they have squandered that man's prime. And this is one of the best primes in the history of basketball. And they've squandered it because they're trash with how they managed that team. Now, after they won the title and they let all those, as Doc said, the people who play on the bench and stuff there, I guess they don't matter in this league. But they let all those bench players go after they won the title.
They do matter if they're going to do something when they get on the floor. Y'all telling me y'all want Klay Thompson to just stand in the corner and shoot jump shots. He not going to be open to shoot them shots.
Yeah, he will. Okay. You don't understand what the attention that Giannis is going to command. And you need shooters around a player like that.
Okay.
Klay Thompson's a shooter.
Doc just watch highlights, man.
It's the last thing to leave a player like that.
I don't watch Mavericks shooting ability. Why would I do that?
It's the last thing to leave a player like that, shooting ability. It's the last thing to leave.
This man shot.
I know he can shoot, but what is why is Klay Thompson a Hall of Famer? Is it just from his ability to shoot, or is it because he was a lockdown defender?
No. He ain't. They're not asking him. They're not asking him to be a lockdown defender.
I know. What I'm saying is his value drops significantly when, how you say about John Stockton, when you're only valuable on one side of the ball. Klay Thompson only has value on one side of the ball right now. He's not giving you anything defensively anymore.
Nobody's asking him to play defense. They're not asking him for that.
Somebody that play defense?
Bro. When we come
back. Giannis going to pick his man up and his? Giannis going to guard two people?
When we come back, we're going to talk some headlines because this boy here, man, like it makes my head hurt trying to talk to
Y'all,
you about
we just spent a whole segment talking about Klay Thompson, and then y'all got the nerve to be like, it's over in Denver. DeMar DeRozan is more valuable to his team right now than Klay Thompson is.
He doesn't fit well.
Did this man, you heard what this man just said?
Nobody fits well based on what y'all saying. Y'all said the Nuggets roster was sorry. They needed something.
We just said that Klay Thompson fits well in Miami.
No, this man said that DeMar DeRozan fits better than Klay Thompson.
Unreal. We'll be right back. Who
gonna have a better season? I promise you it's DeMar DeRozan.
Back on Throw Up Tackle, fourcastsports.com. Well, this man, Doc, man, like, well, we really need to start drug testing around here.
This man is at 21 minutes a game. He is shooting 38% from three, fine. That man shot 76% from the free throw line. He can't even shoot from the free throw line no more. What are we talking about? Klay Thompson.
All right. So we got to hit some headlines here, man. This boy right here, I've never seen somebody who has enough money to go away and not bother anybody or be bothered that just decides to step into stuff. So your boy Enes Kanter Freedom got tossed out of a WNBA game after an altercation with Chicago Sky Guard Natasha Cloud. And now we're getting some clarification about his attempt to declare himself eligible for the WNBA. And this wasn't discussed much, but they have a CBA that was signed in March. And in that CBA, they don't have a publicly available policy specifically defining eligibility for transgender or intersex athletes, but they do say you got to be a woman. So Enes Kanter is not available to play in the WNBA.
But what classifies a woman?
So they said that they don't have
just looking at the guidelines. Yeah.
They don't have a publicly available policy specifically defining eligibility for transgender or intersex athletes, but they've also said that to their knowledge there has never been a transgender athlete in the WNBA. I think they will cross that bridge when they get to it.
But Brittany Griner out here wants to be called Pops.
So was somebody replace LJ or something? I didn't know that. I didn't know that Nick Fuentes was joining the show here today.
But all in all, I think it's
Little John Freedom over here.
All I know is, according to the collective bargaining agreement for the W, it does not clearly state what this man is not paroling.
It does actually. That's what I just said. You got to be a woman to play in the NBA, a WNBA. Simple. That's it.
Here's my question.
So are we discriminating against people?
I don't think that they've had the opportunity to discriminate against anybody yet, which is why I don't know why we have these conversations about this.
It sounds like they fully plan to discriminate, that they're not letting Enes Kanter play in the WNBA. They're telling you we're not doing that. Like they've already made their decision. I don't know why this is a topic of discussion. Like he's trying to challenge something that does not need to be challenged. They've made it very clear that the WNBA is for W. Like they've said that. Like they've exhibited that from the existence of the league.
Correct.
He's why? It's one thing to say, all right, I disagree with the policy, and so I want to challenge it. But it's another thing to be a full-on, spectacle.
True.
Why are you at the game?
It's a publicity stunt. He got the attention that he wanted. I think that, Natasha Cloud, I feel her, but, man, ignore this dude, man. And then, if you want some, smoke, man, come see somebody about some smoke. I got your smoke right here, dog.
Now, I will say, I watch a lot of wrestling, and I could tell when things are staged. Did you see what team they were playing against?
I did.
Of course I did.
I'm just saying, it just seemed real convenient that this would happen when they're playing against the Fever.
He knew what ticket he bought.
Oh, yeah. Stay.
All right.
what happened to the freedom of expression? What happened to the freedom of speech? What happened to the freedom of
like did Joe Rogan?
Why did he have to get attacked like that though? He was
did Joe Rogan join the show? Like, I'm confused.
Just being completely honest,
not
man.
LJ in the manosphere.
Hey man, I'm just saying, like he that's like if you going down the street says, I don't like this person, that you can't wear that type of shirt. It's called freedom of expression, right?
Yeah, you got freedom to get your ass kicked out of the arena too, which is what happened.
Which is insane. When he didn't cause no ruckus. He didn't do nothing.
People have a right not to be harassed at their job. We was just talking about Deshaun Watson earlier in the show.
How is he harassing people at somebody's job by wearing a shirt?
You out here making it about you when it's about the game. It's about the game. His shirt didn't support either of the teams that were playing.
He was a paying customer. He paid for a ticket.
And he got a lot better things he probably could be doing with his money than to go out here and being a troll in real life.
I was going to say something else.
Well, speaking of doing stuff with your money, though, the NFL's personal conduct policy usually has us talking about players, and this time we talking about an owner, one that the doc is familiar with. San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York arrested in Ohio this weekend, and he's already entered pleas that resolved his misdemeanor case, but the NFL says it's not necessarily finished with him because when you plead no contest to something, then that pulls you into the purview of the personal conduct policy of the NFL. Now, police say he was allegedly set up he responded to an undercover prostitution ad and arranged to pay $140 for some sexual activity.
And this was in Ohio?
In Ohio, and it was in he was meeting up with this person in a that he thought was a prostitute in a trailer park.
My first thought is, please don't tell Deshaun Watson about this. I don't need the Browns to get good all of a sudden when he find out what is available to him in Ohio. But more importantly, the 49ers is looking like a clown show.
Y'all looking rough right now.
What we got going on? Like the coach mysteriously having accidents that we don't tell people about. You know, Kyle Shanahan still ain't been out here. Like,
no.
Where's Kyle?
Concussion protocol.
Furthermore, now the owner is out here, doing his best imitation of Robert Kraft. And now...
No, Robert Kraft didn't do that. Robert Kraft didn't spend no $140 and went to no trailer park.
He spent $140 and went to a strip mall.
When is it? First off, Jed York or Ted York, Jed York, whatever York. Nothing good happens in your life when you cheat on your wife.
There you go.
What are you doing, sir?
Are you that rich? I think he got some kind of drug problem or something, honestly. And I'm just alleging this. But you don't, I mean, somebody said that him spending $140 for that is like a regular person spending $300 for a car.
But all in actuality, when has this become a crime?
It's been a crime forever. But he's rich. He could go to Vegas where it's legal.
It's not legal in Vegas.
My bad. Nevada.
There you go. Please don't misguide the listeners. Well, I just saw flights. It's cheap on Expedia. No. Do not go to Vegas and try that.
But he needs to be held accountable just like the players. If the players are subject to suspension and fines.
Yeah, what can they do to him? What can they do to him? He's a billionaire.
They can do what they did to
his daddy,
some other teams.
His uncle.
They can do what they did to some other teams. They could do what they did to. Remember last week we just talked about the Lakers, like all of a sudden feeling like they need to sell their team.
The FBI got involved with that.
Hey, listen, if you keep going the path he's going, they gonna be involved.
Speaking of the FBI, this is crazy. I didn't know that this this is so like I had told y'all that we had some new stuff pop in and stuff, man. This is crazy what I'm about to read. Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss and went to LSU, of course, and it created so much distrust inside the Ole Miss football building that the school brought in the FBI to sweep the facility for listening devices. Walker Jones, who's the executive director of Ole Miss's Grove Collective, says the FBI swept the Manning Center for recording devices following Lane Kiffin's departure. And the concern was that members of Kiffin's former staff who remained temporarily at Ole Miss could potentially provide information to help recruit players to LSU. Now, it didn't work because, as you know, they didn't receive like a ton of players from Ole Miss. They only got 2 players from Ole Miss to transfer to LSU. I think that says more about like Lane Kiffin ain't like them players at Ole Miss for LSU. But is this just paranoia, or is this something that you feel like they probably should have been thinking about because Lane Kiffin is Lane Kiffin?
First off, to have a FBI sweep for listening devices in a locker room or in a facility is absolutely diabolically insane because
that junk is wild.
What are we doing? Why don't we have better things to do? What is somebody listening to anything going to persuade anybody to come anywhere? Don't Lane Kiffin. I mean, I forgot the head coach at Ole Miss. Sir.
The new head coach that was also on Lane Kiffin's staff?
What are we doing? Why is this even a story? The real thing we need to be talking about is how these college players are signing NFL contracts and heading back to college. That's the real problem that we have in NCAA.
More on that later.
Because, but yeah, Lane Kiffin gonna Lane Kiffin. Clearly, you've seen what Lane Kiffin is all about when he was at the University of Southern Cal, and he was like, I'm out.
What is going on at colleges, man? They got the FBI bugging all of the state of Mississippi to make sure Lane Kiffin ain't trying to take their recruits. Meanwhile, they could have been over here investigating Penn State, trapping cocaine out the frat house. Nobody want to talk about that. Where was the FBI on that? Where were your antennas to investigate these things that have been happening apparently for decades?
Well, you know why.
Hey, that story ain't even on TV no more.
It's the same people down at Ole Miss.
That story ain't on TV no more. That would have been an HBCU. And I ain't gonna get into it, but let that have been an HBCU.
The difference,
it wouldn't have been an HBCU.
Here's the difference.
No accreditation.
They would have
took that right away.
Here's the difference. That was a trafficking operation at Penn State. At the HBCU, it would have been happening outside of the dorm room. Like, you come here and get this. Because they would have been receiving it from the Penn State traffickers.
It would have been a dude standing outside looking like Marlo Stansfield talking about, yeah, I'm a student. I got you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a corner drug dealer and the drug dealer.
Because first off, why are we doing this out the frat house? Like we don't have in and out traffic coming through here.
Hey, you want to be in this fraternity? You better mix this stuff, boy.
No, this is just a part of the ritual.
Hey, man,
this is a part. Everybody do it.
Bro,
I wouldn't do nothing to you that wasn't done to me.
You know you guilty when you smiling in your mugshot.
Crazy, looking like Buddy Holly.
You already caught.